All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to blow the lid off a massive lie in the health world. You know the one, the whole keto thing, where carbs are the enemy. But here's a thought. How is it that one of the leanest, longest living populations on Earth, the Japanese, eats rice literally every single day? What if the secret to health isn't about cutting carbs, but about choosing the right ones? Let's just jump right in. You think you're doing everything right. You've cut the bread, you've ditched the pasta, maybe you're all in on keto. But what if that healthy diet is actually forcing your body to, well, eat itself from the inside out? To even begin to understand how that's possible, we gotta rewind and look at the story we've been fed for years. Let's call it the Western War on Carbs. I mean, we've all heard this a million times, right? Carbs are bad. Bread, rice, pasta, they're the villains you have to banish from your plate if you want to be healthy. It's a simple, catchy message, and it is absolutely everywhere. Okay, so this is where it gets crazy. On one side, you have the dream they sell you, right? Burn fat, lose weight, feel amazing. But on the other side, that's the hidden cost. We're talking about starving the good bacteria in your gut, actually damaging your intestines, and kicking off a huge inflammatory response. This is the part nobody puts on the front of the diet book, and believe me, it's where the real trouble starts. So what is actually happening inside your body when you go full on no carb? Let's take a closer look. This is your gut on a diet. It all kicks off with something called gut dysbiosis. Just think of your gut as this thriving rainforest, packed with trillions of tiny microbes. But this entire ecosystem needs a very specific kind of food to survive. Fermentable fiber, which, guess what? You get from carbs. When you cut off their food supply, you're not just losing a few pounds, you're creating total chaos in that rainforest. And this is not some minor inconvenience. This chaos leads to real physical damage. The science is super clear on this. Your protective gut lining, the mucus layer, it gets thinner. The actual cells that make up your intestinal wall get damaged. And the glue, the proteins that are supposed to hold those cells tightly together, starts to dissolve. Now, this is the part that's, well, it's pretty disturbing. Your gut bacteria, they're survivors. And when you starve them of the fiber they desperately need, they don't just, pack up and die. No, they turn on you. They start eating the very lining of your gut wall just to stay alive. They literally begin to cannibalize the barrier that's meant to protect your body. And this process, this self-cannibalization, it leads to a condition that is quickly becoming an epidemic. You've probably heard the name leaky gut. This picture shows you exactly what leaky gut means. See those nice tight connections in a healthy gut? Well, when they get damaged, that wall becomes permeable, leaky, and stuff that should stay safely inside your gut, we're talking toxins, undigested food particles, starts leaking into your bloodstream. And your body's response? A massive, system-wide inflammatory freakout. And that massive body-wide inflammation, it's the root cause of so many problems we just accept as normal. Take a look at this list. Does any of this hit home? Brain fog? Constant fatigue? Aching joints? All of a sudden you can't eat foods you used to love. These aren't just random symptoms. They are alarm bells. Your body is screaming that there's a fire raging in your gut. Okay, so that's the problem. It's a big one. But what's the solution? Well, for that, let's look at a population that seems to have mastered gut health for centuries, the Japanese. Which, brings us right back to that big nagging question. If cutting carbs can wreck your gut, how on earth do the Japanese, who are famous for their long, healthy lives, eat rice every single day and not just survive, but thrive? And the answer just flips the entire Western diet philosophy on its head. It has never been about avoiding carbs. It has always been about eating the right carbs. The hero of our story is a very special kind of carbohydrate called resistant starch. Here's how it works. When you cook and then cool starchy foods like rice or potatoes, think sushi or potato salad, their molecular structure actually changes. Your body can't digest it, but your gut bacteria, for them, it is a 5-star meal. It's their ultimate superfood. And when you feed your gut buddies this incredible superfood, they don't just get happy. They pay you back with something unbelievably powerful. What they do is they produce these amazing compounds called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs for short. Now, there are a few important ones, but the real rock star, the one you really need to know, is called butyrate. And if you want proof, here it is. This is incredible. Scientists looked at people who lived to be over 100 years old, centenarians, and found their bodies have 45% more butyrate than other elderly folks. Come on, that is not a coincidence. That is a massive clue to longevity. So what's the big deal with butyrate? I mean, look at this list. It's the primary fuel for your colon cells, helping to repair that leaky gut. It crushes inflammation throughout your entire body. It helps you control your weight, it makes your body more sensitive to insulin, and it even helps protect you from cancer and keeps your brain sharp. It's basically the foundation of a healthy, resilient body. And look, this isn't just some abstract theory. This is a real lab report. You can see the actual levels for all those key SCFAs. See how they're all sitting comfortably in that green optimal zone? This is what a healthy, well-fed, happy gut looks like on paper. This is the goal. So let's bring this all together. When you connect the dots, it points to a totally new and honestly much more powerful way of thinking about food. So here's the bottom line. We've been fighting the wrong enemy this whole time. Carbs were never the bad guy. The real enemy is any diet that starves the trillions of allies you have living inside you, the ones that are working 24/7 to keep you healthy. And that really just leaves us with one final question to ask ourselves. The next time you sit down to eat, think about this. Are you just feeding your hunger, or are you feeding the trillions of little guys inside you that actually control your health? It's time to rethink everything we've been told about diet. If you're ready to hear more truths that cut right through the noise of all these trends, make sure you subscribe to The Explainer. Thanks so much for joining me.